want to talk to you about production, and one of the first things that I need you to be very aware of when you're doing a production is time. To be timely. So how many of you have missed a lot of days at school and are going to be honest about it? Thank you. And how many of you have a really rough time making it to appointments? Okay. So the very first thing I have to tell you is you've got to be on time. They had a saying when we worked at Retirement Living TV, Yolanda and I, the old folks would say, if you're on time, you're late, and if you're 5 minutes early, you're on time. So we also have a saying in the business that time is money. Clear responsibilities in terms of who's shooting, who, at that particular time, who's going to direct, who's going to produce, all that needs to be very well established. So I have some handouts for you, and these are call sheets. And basically what a call sheet is you are taking your crew, and you're going to assign the responsibilities and what you're shooting that day, and the location and everything you can possibly think of that's going to happen, including what the weather's going to be like that day so that everybody knows what to wear and what to be prepared for. And you have to think about a rain backup plan if you're shooting outside. Right? We can't control the weather. It's wintertime. We could get slammed with a snowstorm. We could get slammed with rain. So this call sheet is a way for you to organize yourself so that you can think about, well, what do I need to do that day, and who am I assigning to what, and oopsie, what happens if it rains, and how do they get in touch with me? Who's the point person? Because the last thing you want to do is have you're in Herndon doing a shoot, and your camera guy is in Silver Spring because he didn't get directions to the shoot. First thing is just a creative process. In your mind, what do you see happening? In your mind, how do you picture that day going? And I mean from start to finish. Where are they going to meet up? Who's responsible for what? What time are they going to get to the location? Do they know how to get to the shoot? And then what do you want to do when you get there? What's your very first shot? You want to be able to turn to your videographer and say, I need you to set up here, and we're going to record X doing Y. Now, what do you think has to happen before you can have that conversation with the videographer? Say that again?
You have to know what you want.
You have to know what you want, and it might not be a bad idea to do a site survey. And I'm not sure if you guys are going to get an opportunity to do a site survey, but it's always a good idea to go look at the place that you want to shoot first. I've had these grandiose ideas in my mind that, oh, well, I want the wind blowing in her hair and a tumbleweed to come down, and I want to shoot them up against the gate, and then someone's going to walk down the alley and fall down. And then you get there, and there is no alley. There is no gate. And there's no wind because buildings are blocking it. So it's always a good idea if you have an opportunity to go and look at where you're going to shoot first and literally put yourself in the scene. So you're there, and what happens? I mean from start to finish. We're going to shoot this person right here. That's your first shot in your storyboard. And then we're going to move here, and we're going to shoot a close-up of their hands, and that's the next shot in the storyboard. And then we're going to cut to someone asking a question. Who is that someone? Where are they standing? What are they wearing? What are they saying? One of the other important parts about when you're doing your field production is scripting. And are you going to free flow? And are you going to let people talk amongst themselves free flow style? Or are you going to script this for them? Normally we have script writers that do that for us, but now producers are one-man bands, and so that would be you all writing your own scripts. What is it that you want to say? You've met with your client, so that's a great start. You know what they want. And now you have to take their vision and translate it into something that's going to be creative. PSAs are not often the fun projects unless you make them fun. It's a message that you're trying to get to someone, a message you're trying to instill in someone. And you have to figure out a way to take that message and make it creative so that when they hear the PSA, they, one, remember the message, but they, two, remember the story that you told so that the message resonates with them.